In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up the AL2 accent light by MyStudio. This is a 5000K accent light with 2 bulbs. These are both 5000K fluorescent bulbs. Now let me show you all of the items that come in the AL2. You first have the white powder-coated aluminum housing. Got 2 fluorescent lamp fixtures with plastic diffusers. The 5000K fluorescent bulbs come separately. Finally, you've got the L bracket that's used to stabilize the lamp, 6 hex nuts and 6 1/2-inch screws. And then finally I'm going to use the flathead screwdriver, and I've got a 7/16" nut driver. I think is the most helpful. You could also use a crescent wrench. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is remove the plastic diffusers from the lamps. Now to do that, without breaking the tabs, I'm going to use my flathead screwdriver and insert it in between the diffuser and the lamp and just give it a little twist right where each of the tabs lock in there. And it helps it come out without breaking off. If they do break off, it's not a huge deal. Okay, so there's one. Do the same thing with the other one. And if you need to replace the bulb at some point, you always want to do this when you remove the diffuser. So, oh, got a little straggler. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the L bracket on the housing here. Now the housing has these 3 rows of holes. You can tell the bottom of the housing because of these notches. These are actually where the cords are going to go. We're going to put the L bracket on the bottom in the very middle and line it up over those holes. We're going to take 1 screw at a time, stick it through the hole in the L bracket and the housing, and then use the hex nut to secure it underneath. You can see the hole still lines up there on the top one. Do the exact same thing. You kind of want to line this up just to kind of make it flush here at the bottom. And then to secure this, I'm going to use the nut driver on one side, screwdriver on the other, and just tighten them up so they're nice and secure. Okay, now it's time to put the lamp fixtures on the other holes. And you want to make sure that the cord is on the same side as the little notches at the bottom, or else you're going to end up having to do it twice. And so you'd use the outside holes here. So we're going to put one on one side first. Just kind of line up the holes like so. Take one of the other screws, pop it through. See how they line up there? We're just going to do this finger tight for now. Okay, you do that on each end of the lamp. Go ahead and take another screw. Okay. Put the hex nut on here. And you just do this with both lamps. Once they're both in there, we're going to tighten them down just a little bit. Here's the second lamp. Once again, I want to make sure that the cord is coming out at the bottom. Screw through there. And the very last screw. And hex nut. Now once these are on there, we're going to tighten them a little bit further with the screwdriver, but I'm not going to use the nut driver because I don't want to get them too tight, and which could possibly crack the plastic. So I'm just kind of holding with one of my finger over the nut and using the screwdriver to tighten it down a little bit. Just kind of do that on each screw. And again, not too tight, but just nice and snug. Okay, so the lamp housing is basically set up. You can see how it just stands independently, just all by itself. Now we're going to put the bulbs and the diffusers, and then we will be done. So each of the bulbs goes in the same way. You line up the little prongs at the end with the grooves in the bulbs. or in the lamps. And then once they're in, you give it about a quarter turn until it clicks into place. Do that with each one of these. Give that a quarter turn, click. Then we're going to put the diffusers back on, being careful again not to break off these little tabs. And again, if they do, it's not a huge deal. There's a bunch of tabs on there. Okay, they kind of click into place. Okay, the lamp is actually completely set up now. We are just going to plug it in. Add some light to the subject. I've got an extension cord here. And then the lamps turn on right down here. There's a little switch underneath each one. And there you have it. This is the AL2 accent light. Now this light can be used in a number of ways. It's an independent light, so it can be moved around. It can be standing up. It can be placed horizontally. It's meant to be used in conjunction with the MyStudio units like an MS-20, an MS-32, even the PS5. And the VS-53, our largest tabletop studio, comes with a pair of these. We do recommend using them in pairs so that you can have light on both sides, just have the most options with that. You can use it as a side lighting. You can add extra light to the front. You can do backlighting, which is really nice with glassware, things that are really shiny, kind of having a backlight which adds some separation from the background. But there you go. That's how easy it is to set up these things. Now do make sure when you set it up that the cord is going underneath here for maximum stability. But that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Check the website for some tips and other videos. But good luck with your accent light and your photography. Thanks a lot.